Hello there. It's been just over a week since I last did one of these, so it's about time I did another video with some pickups, isn't it? The last week or so has been really manic at work, so I've not had a chance to do much in the way of gaming, although I have started the Ace Attorney trilogy, which is interesting, although I'm quite frustrated at points where I'm coming up with, well, this bit of evidence would prove that they're lying. So I'll bring up the piece of evidence, I'll go, and then the attorney will ask a question completely unrelated to what I want him to ask. So I'm slowly going through that, and I've started playing Return to Monkey Island again. So that's all the game that I've managed to do in the last week or so. As well as work becoming a nightmare, I've become an uncle again to Clement. So congratulations to Zach and Moo for that. I've also, for the first time in over a couple of years, I've actually sold something from the collection. Dun dun dun! And that is one of my Evercade cartridges, the Oliver Twins collection, because I don't ever play it, and I need money because I want to go to the Play Expo in Blackpool at the start of next month. So that was a very nice, quick and easy sale for about £15 more than I wanted for it. So it's done well for me. I have bought a few pickups, but I'm not going to go into those in this video. I'm going to save them up so I've got more to do in the next one, because this is a very big pickups video based around the fact that my brother has finally moved out of my mum's house, and he's taken what he wanted gaming wise from the house, and my mum said that I could have literally anything else that he left. So I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a bit piles of stuff to go through. So I will rattle through that. But before I do, this last week has been really good for this channel in terms of views, likes, subscribes. So I just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone who has liked, watched, subscribed, and all of that stuff. It's massively appreciated because it makes me feel like I'm doing something that people find halfway interesting. So thank you ever so much. I also put up the first gameplay video on this channel the other day. Hopefully I'll be able to get them up a bit more regularly. I've got the next one lined up for Hannah to do, so I'm hoping I can get her to record that later, which will be the first one she's done without me for, well, 3 months maybe. Anyway, without further ado, let's move on to these free games to boost the collection. So I'm going to make a start on this side with the loose handheld games. So the first one that we've got here is Guitar Hero on Tour. It's not one that I've ever played. I'm awful at all Guitar Hero games, so I don't know whether I need the peripheral to do that or not. Either way, it's something else to add into the collection, and Hannah will have fun trying to find a box for it. Then we've also got Peter Jackson's King Kong. Again, with anything handheld, I'm awful at getting around to playing it. So it's always going to be there in the backlog. I will always try it eventually, but the backlog runs into hundreds at the moment, and I still go back to Monkey Island. Then we've got the game that everyone had for the DS, which is Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training. I'm really getting confused with my lefts and rights here at the moment. Everyone's played that. I'm not going to go back into it ever again, because it doesn't tell you how old your brain is. All it does is it tells you how well you've learnt the mini games. Apart from the maths one. Maths is great. Then we've got a couple of original Game Boy games. So we've got Navy SEALs. I'm as clueless as anyone on this. So I did get Hannah a Game Boy for Christmas, so I might fire that up at some point to have a look. And then we've got World Cup 98. I've only ever played one football game on the Game Boy, and it was a Ronaldo game on the Game Boy Color. So it'll be interesting to see how you differentiate between the two teams, when you've got a choice of green, darker green, and light green. So that could be either really basic or it could be really, really awful. Either way, it's another one in the collection. And then to end this part of the pickups, we've got 6 Game Boy Advance games. So we've got Ace Lightning, which I believe is based on a BBC children's show. I've never heard of it. My brother reckons it's a decent game though, so we'll see. We've got Monopoly Zoo, which Monopoly games tend to be pretty awful as far as my experience of them goes. So that's going to sit on a shelf. Then we've got Spyro 2 Season of Flame. So Hannah loves Spyro. It'll go with her Spyro stuff, and I'm sure she will play it at some point. Then we've got Peter Pan, the motion picture event. I think that was to tie in with the Peter Pan movie that came out, what, 15 years ago now? But it is made by Atari, which, as we all know, the word Atari literally means cool. So it's a cool game. And then we've got Yu-Gi-Oh! Day of the Dewar? Don't know, label's all faded. If you know what that game's called, let me know. I've never had anything to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not a great fan of card games, so, well, digital card games anyway. So let me know if that's any good. And then we've got Jurassic Park 3, the DNA Factor. Now, I adore everything Jurassic Park. Jurassic World, not the greatest, but Jurassic Park, the first 3 films, I will do anything for them. So that one will be getting a play, and I'm even looking at the console that I'm going to play it on down there, which I might do a little short on because it's a bit of a special one. So that's the loose handhelds. So following on from that, but just because it's within arm's reach, we've got WCNWO Revenge for the N64. Now, I've not played a wrestling game since Super WrestleMania for the Mega Drive. So I'm very unlikely to play this. This is literally going to sit on the shelf just there. I'm not going to touch it. But it's a free game. If it's free, I'll have it. And the other thing for the N64, we've got a little memory pack for it. So I can actually start saving games on the N64. So that's the first couple of stacks done. Now, let's carry on with... I know I deviated onto N64. Let's go back to handheld. And we've got Guitar Hero On Tour Decades, which I can see on the back you do need the peripheral to play this one. So I'm assuming you do for the other one. So I need to get my hands on the Guitar Hero Guitar Grip and Pick Stylus to rock out on the go. Maybe Hannah will play that one. Then we've got Brain Age 2, More Training in Minutes a Day. That's never going to get opened. Then I had this, but not with this packaging. I think I had the Golden Retriever version of Nintendogs when I had a DS. It's basically a virtual pet, isn't it? So that's one that I know the children will enjoy playing. And then, because Hannah likes her mystery, like finding object games as well, we've got Mystery Stories, which is a magnificent looking piece of shovelware. I never said these were going to be good games. I just said they were free. So, let's move on to the PlayStation 1. And for that, we have got Alundra 2. Let's see. You are a renegade swordsman on a quest to free a kingdom from the grip of sinister ruler. Through a land of hidden danger, you wield your weapon, navigating an intricate story wrought with bizarre characters, brain-twisting puzzles, and wild games. So, hours of immersive gameplay set in a 3D world, collect stuff, reveal story. Oh god, my tongue really is blue. I've been eating blue bonbons today, And the children were saying my tongue looked very blue, and I've just noticed it on the video. So I'm very sorry if you spotted my blue tongue so far. I've got Tekken 2, which will go very nicely with Tekken 3 that's up on the shelf there. Then I've got no cover art for these two, but there's Poochie Carrot, which looks like a bit of a Buster Move game, to be honest. Which, if you're going to play Buster Move game, just play Buster Move. Then we've got the platinum copy of Tomorrow Never Dies, just without the front cover and without a manual. And you're getting two of me on the screen at once right now because of the reflection, so that's fantastic. I've actually got this in a double pack with another James Bond game up there, so I might dispose of this in some way. And then finally, we've got, well, when this was bought originally, it was in Virgin Games for $29.99. It's since been bought for £6, and I now have it for free, and that's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. You can't go wrong with a Tony Hawk's game, can you? So, I'm happy. Now, let's go for... there's a couple of PS3s over here. So we've got U-Draw Studio Instant Artist. We already have that down there, so that will be going in some form of bundle online. And then we have Lair. Take the reins of the ultimate weapon of war. So you can actually see it. The ultimate weapon of war. Defend the skies atop a savage dragon bred to kill with fire, tooth and claw. So that's yeah, that's not my kind of game. It's going to sit on that shelf. And let's go for the Wii. Now, I have mentioned quite a few times that I love Worms games. So as soon as I saw this one, my brother was not taking it. So we've got Worms Battle Islands, which I don't think was in the collection already. So that's a big positive. Then we've got Mario Kart Wii, which we already have, but it gets a decent enough trade-in at CEX, so that will go towards building the collection a bit further. Then we've got Boogie. Make your booger star. Sing and dance your way to... Yeah, that's not my kind of game. And then we've got We Play, which I think I have somewhere else, so could even be literally down there. So Wii games aren't anything to call home about. So let's go in the direction of the PS2. Well, on the top of the PS2 pile, we have a PlayStation demo disc from issue 80. I've got no case for it, so I've got no idea what games are on it. So I'm going to have to fire that one up to have a look and see what we've got. Just remember demo discs ready for the next video, because yeah, just keep that half a spoiler. So the PS2, we have got Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, the better trilogy. So I was actually playing that on the PS5 a few weeks ago, so maybe I'll just change to PS2, given that you don't get any trophies for it. Then this will go nicely with a lot of Hannah's peripherals, which is Dancing Stage Mega Mix, because I'm not playing dance games because I can't dance. I did years of dance lessons when I was younger, but I cannot dance anymore. So, yeah. SingStar Take That. That will be another duplicate almost certainly. But Hannah has bought a couple of bundles of SingStar microphones that she can bundle that together with, along with SingStar Pop Hits, which has got such amazing songs as Black Coffee by All Saints, Boyfriend by Ashley Simpson, No Good Advice by Girls Aloud, but it has got Jenny from the Block on it, so maybe I'm selling it a bit short. No, I'm not. Then, I know we've definitely got this one, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean Legend of Jack Sparrow, which I think we've got about 3 copies of that now. So someone will take it off my hands, I'm sure, either way. Or maybe I could just start making coasters. Then we've got SOCOM US Navy SEALs. Let's see. Match strategy and firepower up to 15 players by groundbreaking network. Broadband. Yeah, that's a number. That's not my kind of thing at all. Most of these are not my kind of thing because my brothers are into things like first-person shooters and real-time strategies and stuff, whereas I'm very much not. The thing I can say before I go any further, I know that my brother skimmed out anything that was Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, or Pokemon, and then whatever else took his eye. So we've got Siphon Filter Dark Mirror. I think I've played one Siphon Filter game, and that was on the original Xbox. So, am I right in thinking that they're a bit of a sneak 'em up, like a fairly alright rip-off of Metal Gear Solid? I'm not sure. You tell me. Then we've got Dynasty Tactics. I think I've been recommended Dynasty Warrior and stuff before. Is this something linked to it? Yeah, the makers of Dynasty Warriors present a revolutionary look at tactical simulation. Yeah. And then we have, for the final one for the PS2, Dancing Stage Fusion, which is going to be not played by me. Let's take a brief interlude from games. And we have Ultimate Pokemon Puzzles, which came free with issue 30 of Pokemon World. Do you remember when magazines used to come with little books like this? Like proper books, rather than just little pamphlet type things. I miss the kind of stuff that I used to get when I was a teenager. I want it back, which is why I've got all of this. Let's see, your most wanted cheats that came with Games Master magazine. Now, I started GTA Chinatown Wars when I was on holiday the other week. So the fact that this got a full walkthrough is going to be quite nice if I carry on with that. And then we have Endgamer Presents The History of Everything from Atlas to Zelda. Which, you know, if it's a history of absolutely every game, that would be amazingly brilliant. But I get the feeling it won't be. Oh, I've just seen Monkey Island flicking through this. Needs no introduction, a woefully pathetic leading man, puzzles that are synonymous with point and clicking, and of course the witticism-slinging might of insult sword fighting. Yeah, that's really a minimalist review of the first two Monkey Island games. Right, let's have a look around and see what I've got here. I've got Xbox 360. Oh, I need a table. I really need a table in here. But where would it go? I've got bugger all space. So, the first thing I've got is a DVD from Xbox World 360 with various... Oh, Side A is packed with new videos. Side B is round with HD movies. Side C includes bonus PC content. And this is going to have stuff about Enslaved, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, FIFA 11, and Dirt 3. And there's also something about the first trailer and team opinion on Bioshock Infinite. I've played about an hour of the first Bioshock, but that kind of falls into my I don't enjoy first-person shooters. One game that I have enjoyed on the very rare occasions that I've ever tried playing it is Gears of War. This could be a duplicate. It might not be. I'll see when I get everything put away. With what I've got left to go, I'm going to need new shelving. So there's going to be another rearrange going on in here, which, as much as I like rearranging, I'd also like it to be settled for a little while. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Then we've got probably the best athletics game there is, which is London 2012 Olympics. Then we move into first-person shooter territory with Call of Duty Ghosts and Bulletstorm. It's an intense, outrageous shooter, according to Entertainment Weekly. You've just crash-landed onto the most violent resort planet in the universe. And this is the good news. Dun dun dun! Yeah. Oh, then we've got Phantasy Star Universe, which I've always wanted to get into the Phantasy Star games, but I've never actually got round to it. So I might give that a go, actually, now that I've got an Xbox in my bedroom. And then Dead Rising, which is one I was really excited when I first got it years ago. And you can only have like one save file on your profile, and the Xbox only had my profile on it. And my sister-in-law brought her then boyfriend over, and I was still at work, and he played on my file, so I had no idea where I was. He'd done things and screwed things up that I wouldn't have done, and I just didn't want to start the game again because I'm really bad at restarting games and replaying games, apart from Monkey Island. But anyway, maybe I'll go back to the Dead Risings, because I did enjoy Dead Rising 3 a hell of a lot, and that's like the only Xbox One game that I own. And then we move on to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Is this one that's been remade? I don't know. I think the last Call of Duty I played was Black Ops, and I literally played it to play with people from work, and then I didn't play with them. Then we've got another Splinter Cell game, Splinter Cell Conviction. Then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is probably the one that I've played the most, because that's the one that's got the airport level that you can choose very early on to not play. Then we've got Rock Band, and you can't see it unless I angle this up. Oi! I did loads of insulating in here a few years ago, and thinking that I wasn't going to have an Xbox 360, I decided to put Beatles Rock Band on the rafters and then put the insulation there. So I've got the peripherals for Rock Band, but I can't actually get to them to play them unless I take down my insulation. So I've cocked up there, but so the songs that are on here. Although it does have the best Muse song on here, which is Hysteria, of course. And then this one, which has quite clearly got a decent chunk of water damage on the outside of the case, but Halo 3 ODST. Now there was a Halo game that I did paid testing for years ago. It might have been this one, or it might not. I can never remember the Halo games, and I struggle with when it happened. So it will be at least 10 to 12 years ago that I did that. Now we get to the bit that it's going to make me have to really rearrange in here, which is the original Xbox games, because this is the stack that I've got for original Xbox. So we have Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer. Since her parents' murder 10 years ago, Kaylee Winter has trained hard to become a hunter. Eager for justice, she is one of 5 hunters to discover the undead threaten the streets of Ashcroft once again. Ooh, so there's like zombies and stuff. So that sounds more interesting than the front cover made it look. Then everyone has played a Dead or Alive game at some point. So we've got Dead or Alive Ultimate, which I think basically includes Dead or Alive 1 and Dead or Alive 2. Is there anyone my age who didn't set the age to 99 so their boobs bounce more? No? Didn't think so. Then Bloodwake, which looks a bit like Twisted Metal style, but on water. Which could be pretty cool, because Twisted Metal is bloody cool. Then, as you know, I love my point and clicks. After the Monkey Island games and Day of the Tentacle, Leisure Suit Larry games are really good. This one isn't point and click at all. You literally take Larry's nephew around a college campus and have to do mini games to persuade women into bed. I think I played about 90% of this one when it came out. So that might be one that I play on my PC, because I've got that for PC as well. I'm pretty sure that was my copy. Anyway, we've got Torino 2006 Olympics, which it's a Winter Olympics game. You don't need one if you've got the Mega Drive one that's just there. Then, oh, we've got another Splinter Cell game. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Then, Kingdom of Fire Heroes. Live online enabled. which unsung heroes slowly rise to arms, which seems a bit Lord of the Rings rip-offy to me. Now, when I got my first Xbox, it came with a couple of games, and they were just in paper envelopes. And I've got the manuals for at least one of them here, so I'm going to show the manual rather than the game. That is Midtown Madness, where you basically drive around different cities in different cars, like delivering tasks or taxiing tasks. It was quite fun, but didn't really seem that much of a step up as my first Xbox game. So we'll leave that be. Then we have Star Wars Battlefront, the good version of Star Wars Battlefront. There was Star Wars Battlefront 2 at my mum's house, but my brother, despite not having something he can play it on, decided that he wanted to keep number 2, which, I can't argue with it, but at the same time, just let me have it. Just let me have it. Sonic Heroes, which I had it. I think I did about 2 levels on it, because it's just not my kind of... You've got like a team of 3 characters and you like move where they are. Ooh, that's rattling a lot. No, there isn't. There's a second game in there. And you're just kind of running in 3D environments, but you're pretty much running in a straight line and doing the occasional jump, and it was dull. This is one that I keep saying I'm going to go back and play, and that is Destroy All Humans. I think there's a remastered version of it now, so I might see if I can do that rather than playing the original, just because I'm lazy and I can sit on my sofa playing it rather than coming out here. Then we have Halo 2. Other than my test that I did ages ago, I've played not much of Halo 1, purely because I'm not a fantastic fan of first-person shooters. So they are the kind of things that I need to kind of tick off my list as things to play, just so I can know that I've done it. Now, when I sold my original Xbox to my mum for my brothers, I included the double pack of Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Over the years, they've lost the cardboard slipcover, but I have these again, and Vice City is probably the best Grand Theft Auto there is. If you disagree, let me know, because ultimately that's my belief, and I'm gutted that it doesn't look like GTA 6 is going to be 80s based, because the 80s setting was fantastic. Then we've got Call of Duty Finest Hour. When are they going to go back to doing a World War II based one or a World War I based one? Because I liked the idea of those ones far more than I like the futuristic, semi-futuristic settings that they have in a lot of them now. But then again, I don't play first-person shooters. I'm very much not the target audience. We've got Spider-Man 2, which is from the good trilogy of Spider-Man, but I'm probably the only person who doesn't like Spider-Man 2 best out of that trilogy. I could go into a full-on complaint about it, but I won't, because I will leave it as that is. There's the disc for Midtown Madness. And the other game that I got when I first got it was, of course, Halo, which everyone had. And I'm sure people enjoyed it far more than I did. And then we have FIFA Street. I put so much time into playing FIFA Street when I was younger. But I was never that good at doing the tricks and flicks and stuff. I would just play it as a straightforward street soccer game, which is not how you're supposed to play it at all. But I just was always of the mentality of, well, why bother doing all of the flicks and tricks and stuff when you just need to score goals? So I'm going to score goals. It's why I was never that good at playing single-player football games against people. And then finally, for the Xbox, we have Conflict Vietnam, which, again, it's not my kind of game, but I am going to try and make sure I start playing a lot of games that I don't normally play in genres that I don't normally play, because otherwise what's the point in having all of this? Because the games are made to be played. And if I'm not going to play them, I may as well sell them and move to Denmark. So I've got just 2 more things, because there's some loose discs, but I'm not going to bother going through them right now, because I've not even looked at them yet. But at the back of the drawer, after my brother had gone through it, I did come across this, which is very cool, which is a Silent Hill demo disc. I've not tested it to find out whether it works, but from what I've looked at online, I think it originally came with Metal Gear Solid, so I can put it in my Metal Gear Solid case up there. So that's complete. But the highlight, which is it's a bizarre thing for me to say that this is the highlight of everything, is a cardboard box. And it's because that cardboard box is the box for Pokemon Emerald. Now, I know this is one of the really expensive Pokemon games, and it's one that we would love to have in the collection at the moment. But I think when we went shopping a couple of weeks ago, the cartridge alone was about £160, and then a boxed copy was about 220. So it's lovely that we've got the box, but it does mean that Hannah's now pushing and pressuring to get the cartridge, which, when I want to buy Mega Drive games, that's a large chunk of the budget gone. So watch this space and we'll see what happens with that. So the final thing before I go, and I know I've already kept you for over half an hour, so I'm going to be very quick with this. We got 2 massive crates of official Nintendo magazine, because my brother used to have a subscription, and he decided he didn't want to take these with him when he moved out, and I liked looking through loads of the old magazines, so we quite happily took them off him, and we've got about 4.5 years worth. Oh, there's Hannah's favourite game for the Wii U, covered on the cover. But yeah, we've got 50-something copies of this to go through. And we've even got some of the posters and stuff that came free with it. So, to be honest, going through them could be a video on its own, because I've not had a chance to look at it. So, that is the free pickups that we've managed to get within the last couple of weeks, all because my brother's moved out. So thanks for watching if you stuck around this long, and we'll see what we come up with for the next time. But thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.